I understand what it means to be single. Not having guys, ask me out, or not having guys chase me made me feel not beautiful. Singleness is a season, and it's a season that was ordained by God, and it's a season that we are supposed to embrace. You are not less beautiful. You are not less desirable because you are not in a relationship. Hi guys, how are you doing? I thought to come on here to film a quick video for my girlies, and particularly my single girlies. If you're single, never been in a relationship, or you're probably out of a relationship and things like that, this video is for you. And particularly my Christian girlies, I get it. I understand what it means to be single. I will understand what it means to be 20 and I've never been in a relationship. Honestly, if you ask me, do I feel any pressure? I'll tell you no. And that is because I kind of understand the season that I am in. But I know that so many times, so many girls, we feel quite pressured, especially in this age. And I don't know, I feel like people our age don't really talk about relationships, because sometimes it feels like when people hear you talk about a relationship, sometimes they make you feel like especially when you're young, sometimes they make you feel like aren't you supposed to be doing something else? Aren't you supposed to be talking about your academics? Aren't you supposed to be talking about your walk with God and things like that? But one thing that we need to understand is that desiring a relationship is a real thing. Like, it's a real thing, and I don't think it's something that you're supposed to shy away from. I don't think it's something that we are not supposed to talk about, because these are real issues that should be addressed, should be talked about. And I don't think it should only be talked about by people that are older. When I mean older, I mean people that probably in their 30s, or people that married, or people that are already in relationships by themselves. But I feel that even as young people, we should actually feel free, and I mean even as teenagers, or young adults, I feel like we should feel free to actually talk about relationships, because these are real issues. I'm here to encourage you, basically. If you're single, you've never been in a relationship, don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Don't feel like something is wrong with you, because nothing is wrong with you. I made a video, I think like more than 6 months ago, talking about how I used to feel like very insecure. And one of the things that did feed my insecurity was the fact that I'd never been in a relationship. I wasn't in a relationship. And many people in my age group, many people in my class, I guess, that time, or in my set that time, were already in relationships. And not having guys ask me out, or not having guys chase me made me feel not beautiful. Whether we like it or not, we are humans, and I know that validation makes you feel better about yourself, but you are not less beautiful. You are not less desirable because you are not in a relationship. And no, there's no rule that says that you have to be in a relationship by 20 or 25 or even 30. If anything, I believe that the right time to be in a relationship is when God has ordained for you to be in a relationship. So don't be shy because you are not in a relationship. Feel free to say that you've never been in a relationship, because nothing is wrong with you. There's nothing wrong. Singleness is a season, and it's a season that was ordained by God, and it's a season that we are supposed to embrace, because it's a season that is very important to where God is taking you to. So don't feel shy. I understand that if you're like maybe in a friendship group and you're the only one in your circle that is not in a relationship, it could feel lonely sometimes. I understand, but don't allow it to make you begin to question yourself, or question your character, or question whether or not you are desirable, because you are desirable. And I want you to know that God is cooking you, and God is not just cooking you for marriage. God is cooking you for your future, because marriage relationships are not the end. They are not the end. You were not just made to be a wife. You were not just made to be a mother. As amazing as those roles are, you were not made for just that. You were made for more. And this season of singleness, whether you are aware of it or not, is a season that God is actually using to cook you for all of those responsibilities that He has made you for. So embrace this season. Be confident, and instead of spending all your time beating yourself up for not being in a relationship, why don't you embrace your relationship with God? I feel like that is one of the main things that God wants us to do in a season of singleness, because one thing that Paul said in the New Testament is the fact that whether we like it or not, once you're in a relationship, there is already something else that's contending for your attention. But when you are single, you have all the time in the world to actually serve God. You have all the time in the world to actually chase your dreams. You have all the the time in the world. There's nothing that is really fighting for your attention compared to when you are actually in a relationship. So don't feel not beautiful, because you are beautiful. And one thing that I heard somebody say one time that I believe that is going to bless you as well is the fact that sometimes God actually hides us. He hides us because he knows he's trying to cook us. He knows what he's cooking, and he's trying to make this thing so beautiful, so amazing. And he knows that if he puts you in public, if he exposes you too early, you'll get so much attention that you cannot actually handle, so much attention that will actually probably make you miss out on who God has actually ordained for you. This video is all over the place, and I did not plan this video. I just could feel it in my spirit that God want somebody to hear this. So if this video blessed you, please let me know. You're beautiful, you're enough, you are desirable, you are everything. You are an amazing woman of God. You're a woman of God that is going to take territories for Christ. You're a woman of God that God is going to place in industries, in ministry, in different aspects, and God is going to use you to bring men or women. When I mean men, I mean like men and women. God's going to use you to bring men and women and children to himself, draw people closer to him. So embrace this season, because in this season, God is not just preparing you for marriage. God's preparing you for the future, for your future. And trust me, no matter what picture God has shown you, God has just shown you a sneak peek of what your future really looks like. So embrace your season. I love you so much, and I'm rooting for you. Bye.